This was brilliant. Naoya Inoue knocks out Nery in the 6th round with a big right hand, nearly sends him through the ropes. This fight was brilliant. This was just, it had a little bit of everything in it. It had knockdowns, had a big knockout. Let's start with the first round. Let's go back and we'll talk briefly about how we came to this fight. So, Naoya Inoue, as you know, undisputed champion at 122 pounds. I really did think after he beat Marlon Tapas on Boxing Day that he'd move up to 126. But he stuck around, he's made a defense of his title, and he did it against Nery, who is public enemy number 1 in Japan in terms of the boxing end of Japan, because he's fought there in 2017, failed the PED test, fought there again, rematch a little under a year later, I think it was, missed weight, which apparently they take very serious over in Japan. So he's not on their Christmas card lists over there, and he won't be on it anytime soon. So he comes in here against Naoya Inoue, who is, I mean, he is probably at a level Anthony Joshua was in 2016, 2017. He's at that level now in Japan in terms of popularity. He is a massive over there. And we obviously know Naoya Inoue is tremendously talented. Nery is not a bad fighter. By no stretch of the imagination, he's not a bad fighter. So I knew this would make for a good fight, but I didn't see how Nery could win. I just thought, getting stopped, nearly knocked out cold in the 6th round, I would have said, yeah, 100%, I could see that. But I didn't expect him to drop Naoya Inoue, because Inoue is someone who offensively is very good. He's very quick, and he's not bad defensively too. He's actually quite underrated defense. But whenever I've seen him in there, and he has been hit, he's not really showing any signs of distress in there. I'll give you an example. When he fought Nonito Donaire, now Nonito Donaire has always been a puncher. When he went up to weight divisions like featherweight and he fought the likes of Frampton, they said, there's power there, but it's not anything that would necessarily bother anyway a featherweight. Down at 118 pounds, which is where they had both their fights, it's different. Now, he never caught Inoue with a left hook, but he caught him with a big right hand in their first fight, and it really did buzz Naoya Inoue. But underneath it there, when he hits guys, they normally go flying. Inoue stood his ground. He held, but he stood his ground. He didn't go down. So I think his chin is okay. I didn't envision him getting dropped. So in the first round, it was a bit of a nothing round. Inoue was trying to throw a few big shots early on, but nothing was really landing. He went in to launch an uppercut, and he did land the uppercut on Nery, and Nery retaliated with a left hook. And looking at it on the replay, it couldn't have landed any cleaner. It could not have landed any cleaner. And this is just a minor thing. He had winning gloves on, Nery. Now, winning gloves, for those who don't know, are very heavily padded. They're like pillows. If he'd have had a Reyes glove on, that could have been interesting to see how he would have reacted then, because they're actually so soft. They actually help the opponent as well as your hands. Would have been interesting. But Naoya Inoue touchdown, it was a real what the F moment for people watching, because you just see this offensive juggernaut who shows very good defense, and you don't really envision him getting dropped. And there he is down on the canvas in the first round. And it was really interesting to see, because that's someone who, again, he's not been dropped as a pro. How would he react? Some fighters go into their shell when they get dropped for the first time. They really don't know how to respond. Inoue responded in kind by just, going in and beating the living crap out of Nery. To be honest with you, that's kind of what happened. I will say about Nery, that knockdown that he scored on Naoya Inoue, that could have been the worst thing that happened to him in this fight for a variety of reasons. He ended up taking a beating. But he started looking to counter. He started looking to look for counter shots against Naoya Inoue from that point on. And Naoya Inoue throws too many shots. He's too fast. Nery wasn't able to get the timing right. He wasn't able to basically read what Inoue was doing. So it meant that he was looking to counter throughout the course of the fight, but all he was doing was just getting hit with big shots. And it was kind of apparent the writing was on the wall by about round 4. Going into round number 2, it was interesting to see again how Nery would go in that round and how Naoya Inoue would react. He reacted by dropping him, Nery, with a left hook as well. And apart from the main knockdown, the big knockdown of the 6th round, they were all left hands that caused all the knockdowns prior to round number 6. It was a short shot. It landed. Now, Nery wasn't hurt. It did land, but it didn't land as clean as the shot that dropped Inoue in the first round. So Nery went down, he got straight back up, he wasn't really in any trouble. And Naoya Inoue, who is a clinical finisher, he knew that because he really didn't press the action. It did happen towards the back end of round number 2 as well, but he didn't really go in and look to press the action at all. So round number 2 comes to an end, and then round number 3, from round number 3 and 4, it was Inoue's game. He was just controlling the fight at range. He was landing some shots to the body, landing shots to the head. Lewis Nery was looking to counter, but again, he just wasn't able to read what Naoya Inoue was doing in time. He just wasn't able to pull that trigger. He was very gun shy. I think there was times where he did really genuinely want to let the shots go, but he was feeling the power of Naoya Inoue and was like, F that. I ain't taking that kind of risk. It seemed like he almost only wanted to take a risk if he knew, right, this is how it's going to be. I think it was the end of round number 5. I know he got dropped by, I think it might have actually been before that, because there was a round in which Naoya Inoue put his foot on the gas and both guys just ended up swinging for defense. I think it was the end of round 5 when Nery got dropped again with another left hook, and it was a lovely way he did it because he was on the ropes, Naoya Inoue, and he kind of pushed himself back on the rope just to make sure that he had the right range to be able to land that left hook properly. Because if he'd have been just standing square up against the ropes, that shot probably would have went over the top of Lewis Nery's head and probably wouldn't have even scored, wouldn't have even done anything. The fact he was able to put himself into a position where he knew, right, if I throw it now, it's going to land bang, and it did land bang on the chin of Lewis Nery. Lewis Nery, actually, to his credit, really fought bravely at the end of that round. He was trying his best to land. He was trying his best to counter. Inoue was in complete control. And then around number 6, it appeared as though Inoue just kind of said, okay, I'm going to tuck up. You throw what you can at me, and then I'm going to show you what I have in retaliation. That seemed to be what it was in round number 6, because Inoue kind of tucked up. Nery opened up a combination, was able to land a couple of shots here and there. Inoue just kind of looked at him like, yeah, now it's my turn. And that was pretty much it. Big right hand nearly knocked Lewis Nery clean through the ropes, and referee Michael Griffin, who is a very, very good referee, he's a top class referee, Michael Griffin, he knew that the right was on the wall. He waved the fight off. Lewis Nery counted out, knocked out in Japan. The Japanese fans, I'm sure, are delighted. Naoya Inoue moves on. I think it's 27-0 with 24 knockouts now. That was his 22nd world title fight. Insane. Absolutely insane. 2-time back-to-back undisputed champion. Featherweight is there for him, and I don't envision him having much trouble. To be honest with you, the only time I see Inoue having trouble is if he goes to 130. He might have a little bit of trouble there because of the size. 130 or lightweight. He won't go lightweight, I don't think. But I reckon that's when we might see him have trouble, because he'll, at the end of the day, you have to look at featherweight. Featherweight is not the most stacked division in boxing. You know, you've got, Lopez, you have Rizzi Ramirez there, but it's not massively stacked. Nicky Ball is a very good fighter, but as much as I like Nicky Ball, as much as I like Ray Ford, neither of them is going to really give Naoya Inoue any sort of trouble whatsoever. It's really going to be 130 pounds, where the sheer size of those guys, because they're big guys, would maybe play a factor. But until then, enjoy Naoya Inoue. He's 31 years old. In those weight divisions, I would say he may have maybe 2 years left of his prime, maybe more. But I don't think we'll have him for... in 5 years' time, I'd be very surprised if Inoue is still around. I'd be gobsmacked if he is. So enjoy him while we have him. He is a tremendous talent, a tremendous fight. This was a brilliant fight. It wasn't that. It was a brilliant fight. The whole card, from start to finish, was brilliant. I mean, Japan, they do them well. They do great cards over there. They really, truly do. Imagine the set, like Turkey Al Sheikh having a chat with the guys who do the cards in Japan and saying, right, let's do a big super card. It would just be incredible, because they're great, the cards over there. I enjoyed this fight. It was brilliant to watch. Yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Lads, hope you enjoyed it. Smash the like button if you could. Hit subscribe, of course, as always, if you haven't already. Let me know your thoughts. And I'll talk to you later. Peace.